Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and today's video is really about managing your stress during the coronavirus. And I know that there's a lot going on in our world right now, and so I just wanted to take some time and talk about what are some ways to kind of care for yourself and your family or your relationships while we're kind of in this huge shift in our society. So one of the things that I just want to say is, first of all, you're going to be stressed. And there are oftentimes, even right now, we're at a heightened state of anxiety or fear just because we don't really know what's going on, and we also don't know when this is all going to end. And so it's like, and things are changing almost every day. So one, acknowledge it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be afraid. And like I said in other videos, it's not okay to let fear paralyze you, but just use your fear to say, what information do I need today to help me? So, a few things that I want to focus on is when we're afraid and when we're under a lot of stress, what I want to say to you first is focus on what's in your control. And I know right now a lot of things feel like they're way out of our control. So, take a deep breath and say, what's in my control? And really that's the second thing. It's like when you wake up every morning, create a routine in the morning that's going to help ground you. And that can just be a simple three deep breaths. So as soon as your feet hit the ground, before you do anything else, you pause and you take 3 deep breaths. Or you can also do meditation, as you guys know, because you've seen my other videos. Ziva meditation is my favorite, but there's Headspace or calming apps. There's all sorts of meditations out there. Just find something to do that helps ground you right when you wake up. And then, what are other parts of your morning routine? And maybe your morning routine has to change a little bit. So I still think you need to do the deep breathing or meditation. And then I also like to exercise in the morning. So, now some of you might not get to go to your gyms anymore. So what are some exercises you can do at home? Or if you're able, still go outside. So, again, it's focusing on what's in your control, creating a new morning routine, and find things that can ground you. Another way to manage stress that I kind of included in the morning routine, but that doesn't have to be when, is, exercise. How are you moving your body? And again, you might have some limitations. So, what are some new alternatives? So another thing that helps you manage your stress is, instead of focusing on everything that's ending or things that you can't do, start to think about or create new lists of what you can do. And, so I like to think about, okay, maybe I'm not able to go to the gym, but how can I still work out? Or, maybe the kids and I can't go out for our Friday night dinners like we like to do. So what sort of cool meals can we make at home on Friday night that maybe we've never made before? So it's, instead of just saying everything's ending, also say, what are some new things that we can try and explore? There was something kind of posting around on Facebook that I thought was a really good reframe, but it was just like on a little Post-it note. I don't know who did it, but whoever did, thank you for doing it. But on the Post-it note, they just asked some different questions like, who am I going to connect to? How am I moving my body today? What sort of what sort of expectations am I letting go of? And how am I caring for myself? I think those were the 4. But that got me thinking, like, to me, that is, instead of focusing on the things that are bad, focus on what you can do instead. So, those are some ways that you can also manage your stress. So I just want to break down those questions. I think, as you're focusing on adjustment, we're having to accept that, like, most of us are working at home, our kids are at home, because they can't go back to school. The things that we liked to do, maybe to kind of de-stress, we can't do that anymore. But what for me, the reframe is, it's not that I can't do those things anymore, but there are still other things that I can do, and I can't focus on that enough for you guys. It's, you know, again, it's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to feel afraid. It's okay to feel sad. And maybe that's the other thing that, well, not just maybe, but that is the other thing to focus on at this time. Your feelings, you know, take time to process your emotions. You know, our feelings are probably up and down, and what we typically want to do, and especially when we're at a heightened state of fight or flight because we're under a significant amount of stress, is that we want to just numb. We want to shut down. Things are changing and they feel like out of our control, or maybe we feel powerless, and so we just, oh, I want to numb. And what I would encourage you to do is don't do that. You know, allow yourself to feel your feelings. Now, if at times you might need to compartmentalize, I get that. But talk about your feelings. Find ways to express them. Journal, you know, go out for that walk. Accept that this is hard and that this is painful, and by no means does that even, those two words even describe how some of you are probably, or most of us are probably feeling. Change happened and change is still happening, and we're trying to kind of just pause. So it's like being able to feel our feelings and really slow things down, to be able to slow down, to say, okay, what and how do I focus on the right here and the right now, because we really don't know what the future might bring. So, you know, it's when we're looking at ways to manage our stress, it is focusing on right now and letting go of the outcome of what things are going to be or what things are going to look like. And I think that that's an important thing to consider as well. So how can we focus on time for laughter? You know, I think that whether you're watching silly episodes or reruns of The Office, which is one of my favorites, but, you know, I think as much as important as it is to focus on, okay, I'm afraid, or maybe I'm feeling anxious, it's also important to focus on little joyful moments or things that we're grateful for. So being able to say, okay, what am I grateful for today? I know that with my kids and I, when we sit and have dinner, we kind of talk about how the day went, and what's one thing that we're grateful for, and what's something new that we might want to try tomorrow. So I think that that's another important thing to consider. So I know I've kind of talked about a lot of different things, so I just kind of want to review. So I think it's being able to focus on what's in your control. Creating a morning routine where you try to ground yourself, even if it's just 3 deep breaths. Being able to focus on moving your body and being active. Being able to acknowledge your emotions, which is really important. And then, you know, what sort of things are you kind of setting up that's different? Acknowledging the difference, accepting the difference, even if, I get it, like sometimes we don't want to accept the difference, but I think it's really important. Because once we accept the difference, then we can actually start living in the newness of things. So it's okay to be sad because we're having to say goodbye to parts of our life that we didn't want to let go of. And now embracing, okay, what's new? And then taking time for laughter and for gratitude. So again, going back to that little post-it note, here's my questions for you guys. It is, what am I grateful for today? What's something that made me laugh? And when did I have a joyful moment? In what ways did I process my emotions today? And how did I take time to ground myself or just take care of myself? How did I move my body? And I do like that question. What sort of expectations am I letting go of today? Because a lot of times, me included, I always, you know, I think about all these things that I want to do for the day. I gotta wipe those away and really focus on connection. Who am I connecting to today? Who am I reaching out to today just to check up on? Or how am I helping others today? So those sort of things also, in my opinion, those questions give us a sense of purpose that's different than maybe what we had to do before. So, all right, guys, I hope that you're staying well and you're staying healthy. And again, I just want you to know it's okay to be stressed out at this time. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be scared. We are one, we're all in this together, and we are all doing our best. So at the end of the night, besides doing your gratitude, just tell yourself, hey, I did my best today. And that's all you can give, and that's okay. All right, so stay well, and thank you for watching my YouTube video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for weekly updates all about relationships.